Okay, so just a little bit of an update. So yeah, we had a rough meeting with oncology, my oncologist, and he kind of went over some things. And then a couple blessings that happened after that is we decided to get out of town for a couple of days. So we just we're going to head down to Denver, Cheyenne area. We live in Douglas, Wyoming, but we started heading that way. And the Stella Foundation messaged my wife and said, hey, we'd like to pay for this resort. Stella Foundation is a cancer foundation here in our town. Very sweet people, very wonderful people, but they paid for us to go to this resort, water park resort, and we got there, and the kids wore themselves out, swimming, playing, running, laughing, and then we had 2 rooms at this place connected. We did room service. It was just a real blessing. I think it was just a real blessing because we kind of needed that time together as a family. I did a lot of reflecting and thinking about some of the things the oncologist said. And then one of the things that really struck me was he says, we can't cure cancer, we can only treat it. And so I have a lot of respect for my oncologist, and he's gotten me to a very good point where I'm living my life again instead of being restricted to a bed, and I'm not in pain and struggling, I'm going to say really quick, he did make the comment, he says, well, because you've had to skip a week of chemo, he said that you're at a good point where it's safe to skip a week of chemo. It's not going to hurt you any. Yeah, I'm out of the danger zone or something. Yeah, he said something like along that. He goes, it wasn't as scary as in the beginning when we had to start chemo right away. Yeah. So skipping the chemo wasn't like a big deal. Yeah. Well, so, but thinking about that, what he said, that they can't cure it, they're only treating it. And I've also talked to a few survivors since then, and got their the things that they talked about, and that's the way the doctors speak. They got to, and our doctor even said that he's got to speak medically and he's got to speak by data. And statistically, my type of cancer and my advanced stage, it's 2 to 5 year survival rate. But I'm young, I'm healthy. I have those going for me. I'm also a Christian, and I believe in the power of prayer, and the amount of people praying for us right now is huge. It's humbling. I cannot believe it. And some of the little notes that we get, and the little acts of love. Today, we boarded our dog at the kennel right around the corner because we were heading out of town, and when we went in to pick her up, somebody came in and paid the bill. Yeah, we don't know who, but thank you. Yeah, but thank you for whoever it was. Thank you. Just all those little things. Last night, got a notification, an email, and somebody made a donation. And they were, from Alabama, and they were just letting us know they're praying. Yeah, we don't even know who they are, and they're just letting us know they're praying for us. And so, I can't help but think that God's brought me this far, just to abandon me to succumb to this disease. But when you hear those little things, it's hard. My thoughts are, when we went in there, so in the beginning we asked all those same questions, and I know he told us all that stuff, but we were in such a I felt like I was just like a zombie in those first couple of weeks, because so much information. Yeah. Well, what I was going to say is, it wasn't that we heard new information from him, but I guess I thought when I asked him, because every time we'd ask about the surgery, he'd just say, he kind of glossed over it though. He would always avoid it. Yeah. He would say, well, let's see what the chemo does. So in our thoughts was, okay, he wants to shrink it with the chemo and then have surgery. So when we asked him about it again, he's like, well, you'll never have surgery. You have too much cancer. Well, you're going to die from this. And the one doctor, not my oncologist, but one of the radiation doctors, said that the plan is probably to get the spots on your liver reduced to this, and then they'll burn them off with radiation. Yeah, and so I guess we went in there thinking Jeremy's markers are doing so well that the doctor would give us some hope. Yeah. And he didn't. So that's where it kind of just hit us all over again like a train. It wasn't anything we hadn't already heard. I guess we were just hoping to hear different.
but we in our hearts feel that Jeremy's going to beat this. And
not Jeremy. We are, because I'm not doing this alone.
I'd love to beat it out of you, but that's not possible. You're beating this. We do feel like I think God put that conversation with the doctor the way it went, because we now really feel in our heart that we need to get another opinion. Not that we're going to leave his oncologist or we don't trust him, but just so much is unclear to us. We just want another doctor's view on it.
I'm explaining it. I guess the way I've been processing it's like you get that itch, and you got to scratch it. And I have that itch when it comes to a second opinion. I have a lot of respect for the oncology up there. The staff has all been amazing and wonderful. But you know, today I talked to Texas MD, and with COVID restrictions,
Texas
Anderson MD.
Is that what it's called? Yeah.
Yeah. So Anderson MD or MD Anderson.
Something like that.
But we, chatted with them, and they were completely shocked at my progress, like in a good way. They were like, wow, that is insane, how well you're doing, and where you're at in your health, and the fact that I'm on my feet the way I am, they were very shocked at. But with COVID restrictions, we just can't go there, so they want me to get some tests and things like that, and then possibly I could head down there. I know we're going to talk to Mayo Clinic too. Yeah. I've asked my mom to, search out things too. So, I'm going to do whatever I can to,
And we are not, sorry, I kind of interrupted you. I had a thought. We are not against you guys sending us any information.
Yeah.
Send it our way.
Yeah.
We have had people send us natural things. We're going to try it. Crazy things.
Teas.
Like dog dewormer. We're not quite there yet, but it's not out of the question. Teas, vitamins, like everything. And obviously we run all this by the medical professionals, and so far they've just been like, yeah, take the supplement, take,
They've been all on board.
Yeah, they're not against us trying natural things. He's not going to go all natural, but we're going to try those also on top of everything else.
Yeah.
But yeah, send us the information. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, Prayers for Pastor Jeremy on Facebook. If you aren't following us from that page, go and find that page on Facebook, and you can follow us on there. It's Prayers for Pastor Jeremy. And we don't feel shy or like you're being intrusive. Send us the information. We want to look into everything.
I think, and the one big thing for me is I'm a pastor. I've been a preacher for a while now, and ministering and doing my best to help people. And I reflect back on a couple of things, and a couple of points I took away is, one, the Bible wants, Proverbs 3 says to trust in the Lord, and so I gotta trust him, right now. On top of that, he says to rejoice, so Philippians chapter 4, he says to rejoice in the Lord always, again, rejoice. So I gotta rejoice, and I'm rejoicing in all the good and all the love. We just left the grocery store, and I had a 20-minute conversation with somebody. It was just nothing but just, encouragement. I'm thankful for those things. I'm thankful for all the love that everybody shared in these videos, and the comments, complete strangers, that I've never met, but folks letting us know they're praying for us. So I'm rejoicing in all those different things. I'm also rejoicing in my cancer markers. Apparently
they're going in the right direction.
Well, they told me at oncology that I'm a non-typical patient, and so I got to rejoice in that. And the other thing too that's been a little bit harder, the third thing I've been trying my best to do is God says in Philippians 4 again, he says to be careful for nothing, and that concept of not worrying has been a little bit of a challenge. But I also got to go back and just look what God's done in our lives thus far, and how far he's brought us. And why can't I just expect him to do more? Why won't he do? I just don't think he's going to leave me, and I don't think I'm going to be forsaken. But God's got a purpose and a reason behind it, and people that have been touched and reached through the videos, that there's a purpose behind it, and I just got to trust God's plan for it. And I'm going to be thankful, and I'm going to do my best not to worry about things, and just give my kids the best version of me, because if I only have 5 years, I'm going to give them the best version of me that they can possibly have. I'm going to give my community the best version of me that I possibly can. I'm going to give my church the best version of me. I'm going to give my wife the best version of me. Because I'm looking at it like that, and I'm going to go forward the best that I possibly can with the right attitude, because there's just no point in laying over and dying on this thing. But I'm just going to do the best that I possibly can and leave the rest up to the Lord.
Yep.
It's getting a little choked up there.
It's okay. It's okay. You can cry.
Yeah. On camera.
I'm not cutting it out.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said before, it wasn't anything we hadn't already heard. I think it just hit a little harder because our minds were a little clear. But I told Jeremy, I said, I felt like we almost needed to hear that again, because
she did, I didn't.
Well, not that I wanted to hear it again. I wanted to hear, wow, you're doing amazing.
What she said I was.
Yeah, but like, we can remove this and you're gonna, well, I know he keeps saying we're gonna get into remission, but he said this last time, he goes, let's be clear of what remission is. That doesn't mean you're cured. Your cancer will come back and you will die. But he also said... So that was hard.
But he also said, you can't cure cancer.
Yeah.
But we know people that, my mom is 10 years cancer-free. We know people, we've talked to people that, that God has done miracles in their lives. And I feel that's going to happen here. I got peace about it.
Oh, but what I was saying was, it was almost like I needed that reality check again, because things were going so well and he's feeling so well that it's kind of getting to like, well, you're fine, and we just go on with our days. But it kind of put things back into perspective that you don't know when your last moment is. It could be at any time. I mean, we could have gotten in a car accident today on our way home and it could have been over. We really need to make family a priority, the Lord a priority, friends and family priority, and just love them. Just love over and over and over again. And someone made that comment. Do you remember what it exactly said? Something about he'll look it up. Do you have it on there?
Yeah. So many of us, and don't know who this individual is, but he wrote this.
No clue.
So many of us that are busy, wrapped up with petty complaining, should watch this and reflect and look at the good in the day and thank God for your blessings.
Yeah.
And that was an individual that made a comment on our video, and I don't know, it made me think.
It made me think too, because even I get wrapped up in the petty complaining and annoyances, and life's short. God put us here for a reason. We need to make the most of it.
I agree. I also think that this isn't the end, and my oncologist speaks in statistics, and statistically, yeah, but there's a lot of things that are going for me in a positive way. My family, my church, my community. I still cannot believe the amount of support we've seen through our community. The amount of love just from people all over the U.S. Old high school friends that I haven't talked to in almost 20 years. Amount of love there. To me it's extremely encouraging to me. But on the other side of it, it's kind of like the Lord just kind of giving me like a hug, saying you're gonna be all right. All those different things. And so, if God presses on your heart to send a message, and it's 2 a.m. and you're like, oh man, I don't know if I should, just do it. I've learned.
And he has woken up to some really sweet messages in the morning that he's gotten in the middle of the night, and seen them in the morning, and it's completely just changed your day from the very beginning. But I hate that Jeremy has cancer. I'm
not a fan of it either.
I'm very upset about it, but I'm thankful for it, because I think it's really given me a whole just different outlook. Well, I guess not a different outlook, but it's brought me back down to, I don't even know what I'm saying. It's giving me a reality check, and it's showing me what is a priority in my life and what's not. What's not important.
Time is precious. And we can get so wrapped up in things that don't matter. And we can get so wrapped up in pettiness, and we can get so wrapped up in complaining. We can get so wrapped up in just things that don't matter, you know. My perspective is now I need to live every single day that I have to the fullest. And when I say fullest, you know, I'm talking about my family, my ministry, you know, the people that I'm involved with, the community, and I want to live it to the fullest and making a positive impact, you know. You know, I was asked a while ago, what's my favorite Bible verse, and I without hesitation, Matthew 5:16, you know, to be that light. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. I want to be that light, and just because I have this going on in my life shouldn't hinder me from fulfilling what God's laid upon my heart.
If someone would have asked me what your favorite verse is, I would have said all of them. Because every time he's preaching, he goes, oh, this is my favorite verse. I'm like, which one's not your favorite verse then? They're all your favorite verse. Every single verse he turns to, he's like, oh, this is my favorite verse.
It's one of my favorites. One of my favorites.
I would have said all of them.
The favorite is let your light so shine. Matthew 5:16.
Yep. So we're going to close this out because he is freezing me out in his car right now with the AC. It's so cold. And we're going to go in and hug our babies and feed them, watch a movie. And yeah. Love on your family and those around you. Say it every day and mean it. Till next time, guys. Bye.